What's up, everybody? My name is Taisa, and this is the Taisa Experiment. I am so excited to finally be getting my channel up and running, and I want to thank everybody who waited for me, who stayed confident in me, and like really tried to, make sure that I made this happen. The people who pushed me, and I'm excited. So yes, you guys, welcome to my very first YouTube video. Of course, today is not about what everybody would expect it to be about, because I'm pretty sure everybody is expecting me to talk about my hair, maybe some makeup and all this other stuff. But no, today I'm talking about health, my health. And one of the biggest health problems I have right now is PCOS, or polycystic ovary syndrome. It is a very common disorder among women of reproductive age. Like, of course, once you start your period, that's when you become susceptible to this problem. I personally started my period when I was 11, and they didn't get regular for me until I was maybe 13ish. So like, I'm not exactly sure when the problem started for me, but I know when it became like a real issue for me. But before I get into my portion of the story, I'm going to give you guys some facts on PCOS. First, I'm going to give you guys a definition of what PCOS is. Like, polycystic ovary syndrome. Oh, mind you, I am reading this straight off Mayo Clinic because I wanted to make sure I was getting you guys a definition and not just, my way of wording the definition. But anyway, polycystic ovary syndrome is a hormonal disorder common among women of reproductive age. Women with PCOS may have infrequent or prolonged menstrual periods or excess male hormones, testosterone. We'll get on that one too. And the ovaries may develop small, numerous cysts, collections of fluid, and fail to regularly release eggs. The cause of PCOS is unknown. Early diagnosis and treatment, along with weight loss, may reduce the risk of long-term complications such as type 2 diabetes and heart disease. So far, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. My heart seems to be pumping healthy. I haven't had any problems out of it. Let's hope that it remains that way. But some signs and symptoms of PCOS are irregular periods, excess androgen, which is male hormones, and polycystic ovaries. The cause, like I said, is unknown, but factors that might play a role include excess insulin, low-grade inflammation, heredity, and of course the excess testosterone. Some complications are infertility, gestational diabetes, if you can get pregnant, and high blood pressure, miscarriage, premature birth, liver inflammation, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, sleep apnea, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, abnormal uterine bleeding, and cancer of the uterine lining. Of course, PCOS is associated with obesity, but just because you are obese does not mean you have PCOS, and just because you are not obese does not mean that you do not have PCOS. It just happens sometimes. Like, that's all the facts I really found on this site. We'll get down to like treatments and stuff later on in this video. But just to tell my story, I started my period when I was 11. I did not have regular periods for a very long time. I was told not to really stress about it because it happens when you first start. They don't always come on a regular basis. Yeah, like, I just basically got told, like, when I asked about it, I was pretty much just getting told not to worry about it. It's not an issue. They'll even out when you're older. Just wait on it. Cool, whatever. So we're gonna fast forward to like high school. So in high school, I was an extremely active person. I danced in my band. I was always moving, dancing, something. I always had an activity. There was never a point in time where I wasn't busy. And my periods were pretty regular throughout high school. But, excuse me, maybe my senior year is when I noticed that they were starting to become slightly irregular. Like, I would miss one here and there, and then like when you miss the period, it's like you automatically just zoom to like,
oh shit, like, am I pregnant? Like, what's wrong with me? What dude, I know I ain't let this nigga get me pregnant. Like,
oh, you guys, I don't know how much money and time I wasted on pregnancy tests in high school, thinking that I was pregnant. Yes, I had a regular boyfriend. He and I stayed together for quite a long time. Like, I felt like everything was just wrong. But outside of just missing periods, I didn't really have a lot of issues with it until after graduation. So after I graduated, of course, my activity levels changed. I'm an adult. I did not have time to dance 8 hours a day every day. I was going to college, enjoying time with my friends, partying, turning up, and I slowly started to gain weight. I wasn't too much pressed about it because to me, I felt like I was fine. I looked okay. I was cool with it. I had no problem with men trying to talk to me. I had no issues, like, but just because you're a big girl don't mean you can't get no man, honey. Because, like, at my biggest, I found my actual, like, future husband, and we'll get on that later. But, yeah. Eventually my periods just stopped. I think when I was, like, 21, maybe. No, it was before that. Maybe, like, right at 20, my periods started to just become, like, extremely just not there. They were pretty much just gone. I got diagnosed with amenorrhea, I think is how you pronounce it, which is basically just stopping of your period with no real reason. Nobody ever did any blood work. No doctor ever really told me anything else about it. It's just something that I read on a chart one day when I left the doctor. I think I got put on my first, Provera trial. You know, like they give you like a progesterone pill. And basically it was supposed to start my periods up. Because I had already tried the pill, like birth control pills, and they did not work. So I got put on the progesterone trial. Like, I got the one that the medicine caused, and then I maybe got the one that came after that. And then I think I got like a third one that was just like light spotting. It wasn't a legitimate period. So after it stopped, my doctor was just like, you know what? Let's just get you on birth control. So summer of when I turned 21, I got on the Nexplanon birth control. Prior to that, I had been on and off of the pill for like since I was like 16, I think. But I started the Nexplanon implant, and I got like a 15-day period when I first started. And then my periods just cut out completely, which they said was completely normal, which is why a lot of women go for Nexplanon versus other birth controls, because they don't get periods. I did not feel bothered by it, but I did notice that I got like every possible bad side effect from that birth control. I was getting the headaches, I was getting the body aches, I was having like awful thoughts. At one point in time, I did have to be hospitalized for my depression and anxiety. And like I said, nobody ever thought to look into the possibility of there being like a hormone imbalance or something just being like, legitimately wrong with me. They thought, oh, she's just growing up. Oh, she's just sad. She had a bad day. When really, like, half the time I didn't even know who I was. A few of my relationships with friends and family suffered throughout the time where I did not know something was wrong with me. And like I said, nobody ever checked. Like, I kept getting told that things were okay, things were going to get better, everything was fine. Here, try this antidepressant, try this anti-anxiety medicine. And like I said, nobody thought to blood test me and check my hormone levels. So fast forward when I moved to California. I ended up going to a new doctor out there, and she removed my Nexplanon because I was having so many complications out of it that I just didn't want it anymore. I felt like that was what was causing all the awful things in me, and I just did not want it. So she took it out, and she noticed that nothing was really changing. I still felt awful. I was still having the same thoughts. I still felt extremely bad. And she decided to give me a full blood workup. And through that, she noticed that I had the elevated testosterone. I had I was having issues with my thyroid levels too, but that's hereditary because my mom had the same issue. And she noticed my A1C was a tad bit high. But she didn't really stress it. She just talked to me basically about, you know, diet and exercise and, you know, just basically trying to get all of that back under control. So after I think 3 months, I went back to the doctor just for like my regular yearly checkup. And she noticed that I had put on 20 pounds over the course of 3 months. And though not unheard of, it's still a lot of weight to gain in 3 months. So she was like, yeah, there's an issue here. So she ran my blood work one more time. And like the next visit I had with her was maybe like a few weeks later. Not even a few weeks, maybe like that next week. She called me in and she's like, we have a lot to talk about. And I'm like, oh my God, am I dying? Like, what's going on here? And she basically just sat down and gave me a list. What did she say? First, it was type 2 diabetes. My A1C was in the 7s when it should have only been like in the 5s. Of course, I was technically then morbidly obese at 240. I think the biggest I got was 243 pounds. And what else was wrong? Oh, so type 2 diabetes, PCOS, hypothyroidism, like not making enough thyroid hormone. But the thing that she was mainly worried about, of course, was the fact that I had PCOS, because PCOS can cause higher insulin levels, and retaining that insulin is what caused me to have type 2 diabetes. Basically, it was just worrying about getting everything back to normal. She asked if I want to go on another progesterone trial. She did ask me that, and I was like, I've done it before. I think I had done it twice prior to that, and I was like, I'm not doing it again. I want to get better. And what really caused her to figure out that she needed to treat me was the fact that I expressed to her that I wanted to have children. So she was like, yeah, we got to work on that. So she ended up putting me on metformin to help lower my A1C and to make sure that my body was actually using my insulin the way it was supposed to be using it. I was on a pill for my thyroid. If I'm not mistaken, it was levothyroxine. It was like 0.08 milligrams, something like that. Fast forward, I ended up moving back to North Carolina, and I'm seeing a whole new doctor. And I expressed to my doctor, like, hey, I want to have a baby. Like, I'm tired of waiting. I've lost a little bit of weight. Like, what's going on here? Well, here I am thinking I lost weight, but really, I only had lost inches, and I had actually gained weight. Even with eating better, exercising, everything, I was still gaining weight. So my doctor now suggested that the biggest thing would be to just lose some weight. And like I said, I tried very hard. We got this expensive gym membership. We went like very often and nothing changed. So now I am on a weight loss medicine called Contrave, because when something's wrong with you that's preventing you from doing something that you want to do, it's probably best to treat the cause of it versus, you know, just trying to skip forward to the part that you want. And as much as I want kids, it's like I want to be healthy enough not to have to deal with like a lot of extra stuff during my pregnancy. I don't want to be on insulin. I don't want to have to constantly be watched. I want to be able to enjoy my pregnancy, and I want to be able to just be happy and like not have to worry, oh, I gotta take this pill, I gotta check my blood sugar, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. No, I just want to enjoy it. So I made the very hard decision to pause on our baby making mission and to focus more on my biggest issue at the moment, which was losing some weight. So I started to take the prescription medicine Contrave, and I've been on it for about a week, and I've lost 3 pounds. And it may not seem like a lot to anybody else, but to me that's excellent because I don't lose weight ever. But yeah, I'm losing weight and I'm excited about this. And y'all don't know how good I felt to see that scale. Like, number's still pretty high. Like, I started at 240. The biggest was 243. I think the last visit I went to with my regular doctor, I was 241, and now I'm down to 238, and y'all can't tell me nothing because I'm getting skinny on y'all, and I'm acting like I don't know nobody. But I would definitely make another video that focuses more on Contrave and what it does, and all of that, because right now, like I said, this video is about me and PCOS. When I first found out I had it, of course, I did a lot of research. I wanted to know, like, who has this? Like, why does it occur? And what do people do about it? I could not find a lot of, like, black women especially who were, like, legitimately talking about it. I think I saw a lot of stuff about hair removal, because with PCOS, of course, there comes, like, extra body hair. Like, I get little chin hairs, and, like, y'all, I hate them. Like, I pluck them out with tweezers, or sometimes I wax them. I get a little stash popping. I can get rid of that really easily. But, like, some of the women that I did see online who have PCOS were, like, hair all down here, and, like, I'm glad that mine did not do that to me. I can deal with the chin hairs. I can't deal with neck hair. Like, that would, like, legitimately bother me. But that's all I saw. Like, I didn't see a lot of black women who were willing to share their entire journey. I did see some women who talked about, you know, getting pregnant and whatnot, like, while having PCOS and what they did. And right now, I'm not getting pregnant. I'm not trying to get pregnant. Along with taking the contraceptive, I'm also on birth control, because it will be dangerous for me to get pregnant while on contraceptive. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself or my child in danger. I would rather, like I said, be happy and healthy during my pregnancy. So yeah, PCOS just comes with a lot. It's a lot on your body, and like I said, I couldn't find anybody who I could really, like, look to or, like, talk to about it. Nobody else in my family, from what I understood, had been diagnosed with it. My mom didn't know anything about it. From what I asked a few people in my dad's family, they didn't know anything about it. And the crazy thing is, I come from two extremely fertile families. Like, I got like 40 cousins on at least one side, and probably like another 30 on the other. Like, I have a lot of family, and all of my cousins have kids, and I'm literally like, why do I come from, like, the most fertile places and I'm, like, infertile? It's weird as hell, but at least now I know what the problem is, and I'm at this point where I'm going to work on it. So I will definitely be sharing a lot more of my journey in losing weight and hopefully reversing my PCOS. You can't get rid of it, but if I can slow it down and I can make it a less prominent factor in my life, that would really, like, help me out a lot. So yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed my very first YouTube video, and please subscribe, hit the bell, because, like, my channel is about to be so wild. It's about to be so live. I will try my best to drop videos every Wednesday, maybe Thursday, depending on my work schedule. But for the most part, just, you know, if you hit the bell, it'll tell you when I do it. I'm going to try to be as consistent as possible with this. Don't beat me up if I'm not. Yes, I will also be doing some hair videos. I will be doing some makeup videos. I don't think that I'm a very strong makeup person. I do decent for myself, but I'll try it out just for, you know, my fans. If I have fans, that is. But yeah, so like I said, check me out, subscribe. Yeah, just watch. So thank you guys who stuck with me through this whole video. I know it seemed like a bit of a rant, but shout out to you guys if you're still here. Thank you very much. And I guess that's it. So, with that being said, see y'all on the next one.